turn the volume up. Let them feelings. Her weight was screaming, dreaming of better days. Stuck in this maze, trying to navigate through the haze. It's like I never left. The spirit is resurrected. My energy is weak through the messages unexpected. We bringing the realness back while these perpetrators mumble. We formulate.
Yo, we back here on a long video. It's your boy Fred Say Less, man. Y'all like and subscribe. You know the vibe, man. We back again for the jump on to it. You know how I do it. We about to talk about Jayz, man. He been caught up and exposed by one of his homeboys, one of his friends, and he all up in the man business, man. Saying he foul, you know what I'm saying? He been doing all type of little foul joint, and we all know Jayz is Jayz now. But, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, come on, bro. There's only so much you keep on slithering through, you know what I'm saying? And it's just wild, bro, how much stuff he can get away with, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, at the end of the day, he's still Jayz now.
At one point, there was talk that you all want to form the super group that was Earth's brainchild. Was that one of the situations where his ambition kind of got the best of him? And
no, I don't think that was Herb. I wouldn't put that on Herb. I think it was just three guys at a certain point with three independent labels of black men who were all fighting to be the best in the world. You know, I think it was everyone's ambition and everyone's ego. I actually think I came with the tag 9 from It's Murder too, because that song predated Murder Inc. The song that I made is Murder, Dead or Alive is Murder.
It's murder, dead or alive. It's murder, dead or alive.
I think but I'm not sure. You know, you gotta do your research on that. But I think that song predates the label. That record is Murder that I'm talking about was a Tupac diss. Because me and Tupac was about to get into it, you know, and he passed away, and I pulled away from all those records. Obviously, I think it's still leaked out, but I pulled away from that out of respect for, you know, a legend.
And so, but the two records with John X, It's Murdergram and It's Murder. What could you tell us about making those records and how those came together?
When we first started making music, Jayz was just happy to be in the room at the time. You know, he hadn't become the Ja Rule that we all come to know and love. And me and X had like a thing, cause we had like a battle in the Bronx in like a pool hall. So X always had a thing, like he loved me to death, you know, but he was always super competitive with me, and you know, I was super competitive at that time as well. And so we always had a thing. We always was trying to, like, you know, which was good. It was healthy competition for the most part. You know, for the most part, it was just healthy, us trying to be the best on these songs. And, you know, Ja was there based on the relationship with Herb. It wasn't like we knew him to be this great rapper or anything. Like, just being honest, you know. It was just the belief and love that we both had for Herb. I remember Herb telling me about DMX. It couldn't have been London, but it was somewhere. And he was like, this guy's gonna sell 5 million. And I was like, how? Not that I was hating on him, just that it's like any rapper or anybody that's new to the game, you just come in the game and sell 5 million. You know, you've done something extraordinary that not many people do. So me saying that was just a logical answer to an illogical question at the time, or illogical statement at the time. He's selling 5 mil, Hope, I'm telling you. I was like, all right. And he did it.
Jayz is Jayz. He got them connections. He got that pool and all that there. And on Jayz's side, other thing is that I don't know who his folk or whatever, like the guy, but that's why you can't be trusting folk or be like, once you get at a certain level, because they gonna turn on you. Yeah, y'all have one little falling out or anything, they finna go to the internet on your ass, especially if you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, so it is what it is. People thirsty, like, you know what I'm saying? To fucking do some shit. So like at the end of the day, so it's like, it's crazy as hell, man. But you know what I'm saying? Jayz still gonna be Jayz. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. We all know he up, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff they allegate over time. It's time to tell it all. You know what I'm saying? But this just a little piece of a little slither of a, you know, his snakiness.
But as we sit here and talk about race, my last question to you would be race relations of a different ilk. And that is alluding to a beautiful article that you wrote in the Philadelphia Citizen that I have right in front of me. If you're looking for it, go to the philadelphiacitizen.org to find this article entitled, Why Kendrick versus Drake, as in Kendrick Lamar versus the one and only Drake, is a proxy war. The rap battle everyone is talking about is really about race, identity, Black/Jewish relations in this American moment. A Citizen exclusive from a best-selling author and elite public intellectual. That man would be the one I'm talking to right now, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson. What incited you to write this article that was published May 15th, and you can catch it now? And what message did you want to get out there and disseminate to the masses?
See, I'm glad I'm talking to the great Stephen A. Smith, because in other fora, you know, I've had to hold my powder and be more balanced and so on. I'm pissed that Drake gets dismissed off the scene when he's been Drake for 15 years. And you act like you didn't know that. Now he's not really black. Oh, he was black when he's recorded more songs with Jayz than most of these rappers. The time I checked, Jayz is real. He ain't fake. Challenging his racial identity, saying he's a culture vulture when he's when he's a black man. He's from Canada, he ain't real. Idris Elba is from the UK. People still love him on The Wire. So why is it that being outside of our geography, outside of our nationality, raises suspicions about Drake? Now, you can debate the war between Kendrick and Drake in terms of, you know, the quintuple entendres that Kendrick Lamar unleashes. Kendrick Lamar is a brilliant rapper and a formidable foe, but so is Drake. And what he's done to expand the horizon of hip hop is underestimated, even artistically, I'm saying. People, well, he goes into one style and he does that, and he goes over to UK drill and he does that, he goes over to bounce music, he does that, he goes to the Caribbean, he does this. Why are you looking at a positive as a negative? Cinco de Mayo just passed. They had a special Cinco de Mayo a celebration for Jay-Z in Cinco de Mayo, because Jay-Z has been attracted to Latino culture, speaking Spanish all through his music. And they had an entire program celebrating Jay-Z. Was Jay-Z a culture?
And don't forget OG Juan.
I mean,
don't forget OG Juan now, his brother, his right hand now. I mean,
come on, bro.
Juan first. I mean, please, come on now. We all know Juan.
And Desiree Perez, his wife.
That's right.
That is OG Juan, and the woman who runs his, Rock Nation. So the point is, that is Jay-Z a culture vulture? No. We have to stop this narrow, punishing, pernicious, limited viewpoint about blackness. Yes, have a debate about who's the greatest. Have a debate about rhetorical skills. But let me tell you what, as Lupe Fiasco, no slouch as a rhetorician, and one of the greatest lyricists ever, said that he would put Drake slightly above Kendrick Lamar, the minority position, but it's a very powerful one. He's saying that Drake got bars. So we miss Drake because of this other madness, the distorting impact of the metrics that we evoke, his being Jewish and white and not so-called black. So was Barack Obama a mixed race person. And my dear brother, I heard that he's a friend of both of ours. When we go into Breakfast Club all the time, Charlemagne the God called him, he said, this half Negro. And I want to say, Charlemagne, there's a lot of half Negroes out here who have done tremendous work for African-American culture, so that the name calling, the kind of ad hominem remarks, as opposed to a full-on embrace of the rhetorical diversity and splendor that is Drake. To me, that would be a fairer fight. Then we could make an estimation of what's going on. And then that piece, of course, I also talk about this being a proxy war for other issues that are out there, and we can talk about those another time, but dealing with the war in Gaza, dealing with DEI, dealing with black excellence, dealing with rhetorical power, dealing with education, dealing with the colorism we see in our own communities, because there's no question that light, bright, almost white was a thing, is a thing, and we have to pay attention to that. At the same time, we know that Clarence Thomas is a dark-skinned black man. We know that Candace Owens is a brown-skinned black woman, and they are legitimately black. I don't contest their blackness. It's the moral content of their identities and their public policies that I would have a difference with. So I'm arguing, in this sense, for us to understand the power and the prolific character of a genius like Aubrey Greg.
Some people think, well, it ain't that serious, and that's not what's going on. My job as a scholar is to show you that stuff you didn't think was that serious might be a bit more serious than you think. I could be wrong, to be sure. So I don't say it with the kind of arrogance that some of my interlocutors on the internet have suggested. And let me tell you something. A very dear and good friend of mine disagrees with me bitterly. Well, I won't say bitterly, just aggressively and vigorously. His name is Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. Now, I don't usually talk about the conversations that Jay-Z and I have because that's between us. That's why we remain friends, because I ain't out here blabbing about what we talk about. But he hit me up and he vigorously disagreed with my particular position. He said it with dignity. He said it with respect. He articulated his ideal intelligently. I responded to him. We went back and forth for a minute, and I shared with him my essay, the 3,000 some word essay I wrote in the Philadelphia paper, where I break down what's going on between Kendrick and Drake. And he was respectful. What I love about Jay is that he's not arrogant, and he's got more reason to be arrogant than anybody we talking to, including myself, on this darn internet, and yet in social media. And yet he chose to be gracious, vigorous, clear, transparent about his disagreements, but he did not get nasty and vicious with me. So the point is that I'm saying we can disagree with each other and not be nasty. I understand a rap battle is a rap battle, and you trying to exploit your opponent's, if it will, vulnerabilities. But in an age of social media, it hits different when you call somebody a pedophile or when you make arguments about domestic violence. I understand that. It hits different when it resonates in a cultural vacuum or in a cultural arena where the Me Too movement, the progressive ideas of misogyny and sexism and patriarchy have prevailed, where we are far more sensitive and culturally appropriately so, aware of the various forms of hurt and pain that women have to endure, and that gender plays a role that we have historically ignored. All that is true.
And stuff of that nature, but, like I say, and like they say, business is business, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can't get mad at that man for whatever he do or you let him do at the time, whatever like that. So, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do. He doing what he gotta do to run what he gotta run in. And people weren't complaining when them checks is going in their accounts. Soon as that money gets showed, people fall out, that's when all the complaining and everything allegate, you know what I'm saying? So shit different when that money ain't coming in, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z still gonna be Jay-Z though, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna hold you, man. It's your boy Fresh. Say less, y'all like, subscribe. Y'all already know the vibe, man. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. I'm out.